Slime Machine they found Ludwig's car. We're going to talk about that. Mogul Mail, 2 different Mogul Mails actually. One, we're gonna do that. My record was broken. Here's Ludwig talking about how his record was broken. And there's another one where his car was stolen.
Happened. My record for the most subs ever held by anyone on Twitch.tv has not just been broken, it's been shattered by Cenat. It's trending all over Twitter, Reddit. If you haven't heard, my record was from April 2021 during my subathon where I hit 283,000 subs. Kai's at 290,000 subs with 2 days left, I think. He's going to break 300,000, and I don't even know how high he'll go. He seems to have no limit to what he's able to pull off. And I figured I'd talk about it here. Obviously, it's been a while since I've been a Twitch streamer. I've been on YouTube for over a year now, so there's no way for me to improve that record. Not that I really think I ever had any.
Lowy's looking kind of brawling in this shirt, not going to lie. He's looking kind of nice with it.
And my subathon was mostly a mistake, kind of an accident, to be honest. I had a appendicitis problem. I got surgery. I lost 15,000 subs, and so I figured I would get them back by doing a subathon, which ended up with me somehow breaking the record, even though I wasn't even a top 10 streamer in the world. But let's be real. People know about me for my subathon. If you actually watched the subathon, that shit was boring as fuck. The most interesting part about my subathon was the clock in the corner because it always seemed to teeter between 5 minutes and 30 minutes. So if you tuned in for a few minutes, you might think you would reach the end of it, but it just seemed to never come until the month finally came up. Even the Wikipedia page, the content section is smaller than the earnings section. People cared more about how much I made than what I was actually doing on stream. Because what I was doing on stream was exercising my garage, watching movies, letting my moderators do it, or sleeping. It wasn't great content. And I've said this many times, and I'll repeat it here. Although I'm really happy with the subathon. I literally cried at the end of it. Look at me. Look, I'm a little baby here.
Lame.
Classic Ludwig 7. Look at that. That's classy. And it's one of the best moments of my life ever. I genuinely cried tears of happiness because I was just so overwhelmed with emotion. It was terrible for my channel. For the next month, 2 months after the
Yeah, this is a huge problem with like popping off and peaking. I think a lot of people don't consider streamers as human beings in general. So one of the byproducts of, or one of the negative consequences of just like popping off big time is the inevitable falling off that comes with it, because you peak and then you can never get back to that. I've always kept a level-headed attitude towards this sort of thing, or at least tried to, because of my position being a political commentator. I'm not supposed to be at the position that I'm in, you know what I mean? So even when I popped off during the 2020 election cycle, when I went back to my normal view count, I still considered that to be really fucking good. You know what I mean? But I'm so humble. No, I don't think I'm humble necessarily. I just think that it's wild that I'm this successful to begin with. You know?
subathon, everyone unfollowed me because I doubled in followers. And after the subathon ended, they were like, oh, wait, I don't actually like this guy's content. I just liked watching the timer on his screen go down and be dangerously close to zero. And so I got really roasted for falling off. I didn't gain any viewership. I averaged about 20,000 before the subathon, and I averaged 20,000 after the subathon. And I thought I would. So it kind of stung, and I really changed a lot of how I do my content. I focused on events. I focused on doing other projects like my podcast or Moist Esports, because focusing just on live stream viewers was demoralizing. I'm still really happy with the record, and that's why I'm also okay with Kai breaking the record. Because I think if anyone were to do it, I do feel like Kai deserves it.
Yeah.
Just purely in the amount of work he put into what this subathon is.
Yeah. For Kai, it's not like it's 30 days of like continuous, uninterrupted content. Anytime you click on his fucking stream during the subathon, there's some crazy shit going on. This is probably one of the worst times to click on it, obviously, because he's like in the middle of the day.
I bet, yeah. So I'll come see you. Don't worry about it. Just text me. All right, man. Bye.
And this is the final 24-hour stream, I guess. But like every single time I've clicked on a stream,
My bro.
every single time I've clicked on a stream for the past 30 days,
My bro.
there's always some crazy shit going on. Celebrities are coming. There's like activity.
And who is this?
This is surprise. Like this is one of the.
Girls?
That's one of the filler moments where he's just doing react content, which is kind of funny when you think about it because you can never. What the fuck's going to be on that man stream? Yeah. Now, yeah, he had like international YouTubers and stuff. It's funny because like he's doing reacts, right? He's doing reacts right now, which is like what I do. Like his filler content is what I do as my main content. Do you get what I'm saying? So he's popping off. He's actually putting in effort.
He's at 296,000 right now. He seems like he's about to hit 300,000. But if you watched any of his subathon, it was really well done. Like he rented out an entire mansion in Los Angeles. He had a camera operator 24/7 with different.
Yeah, he's like put in money, an investment into making content. Like, holy Elwig is glazing him. As content creators, it's difficult not to recognize the amount of effort that he's putting into this. Okay, it's just he has made a reality television show with like reality TV show production, basically.
Crews that would change the rooms that he was in, and he had people producing and planning out content for every day of the 30 days of the subathon. Just look through his YouTube channel, and you can see he had people cosplaying as Hogwarts characters. He had a lie detector test. He did a Hot Ones thing, classic try in the box challenge. I mean, there's literally like months of ideas packed into a single subathon. He had KSI. He had like a bunch of celebrities on. He had some rappers on. It was crazy.
Yeah.
It was actually well done. It was not just a guy who was sleeping and having his moderators do a lot of the heavy lifting. Like,
yeah, I mean, there it is. Dude let himself get attacked by a dog while in a suit. Yeah, he put on a fucking padded suit and got attacked by a fucking Belgian Malinois, like a military-trained Belgian Malinois. Come on, man. Like, that's just one moment. That literally is just like one moment out of like thousands on his fucking stream.
Guy did. Now, at the end of the day, I think losing a record maybe hurts a little bit, but there is one record that I know Kai will never get, and he'll never take it away from me. In fact, I think it might be the record that lasts the longest on Twitch until the website eventually shuts down. Sure.
What
He's
is it?
gained more subs than me. Whoopee. All right? All right? It's a community effort. He keeps all the money, like I did. Classic. Hey, come on, Kai. Come on. That's not a bad payday. That's not a bad payday. But the one record that I will always keep is the biggest drop-off in Twitch history. Because I went from 283,066 subs down to 0. I don't have a single sub. I'm not even subbed to myself. I don't have a sub button. And so unless Kai switches over to kick.com and gets kicked off Twitch, he should be doing the same. He should never break that record. And that's the one thing I'll try to end on here, Kai, in Twitch especially. It's time to give the man the bag, all right? The new king of Twitch. All right, it's really great to commemorate that in a tweet, but now pay the man, Twitch. He has earned you the most money any human has ever earned you in a single month in Twitch history. Time to give him a bag so he sticks around for the next couple years. I think it's deserved for all he's done for the platform.
I agree.
In terms of showing
100%.
it off to a lot of new people, celebrities, like other creators, viewers who would not normally watch Twitch that were more YouTube focused. I think he has blown up the platform in a lot of ways, and should be duly rewarded for that. And also,
He has 300K subs, he's getting paid enough. Brother, dude, this attitude is the exact same as like talking about fucking LeBron James, okay? LeBron James has a contract, but there are still people that make money off of his fucking labor. You're literally pointing to one of the best streamers on the fucking planet and going, nah, he's making enough money. It's not about how much money he's making. It's about how much value he's generating for the fucking company. Do you understand? I hate that leftists only fundamentally just look at like how much you are worth, how much money you make that you're pocketing, and just like forget that they're making the money for a company. So when you say from where you're standing, when you say, oh, dude, he's making a lot of money as is, how dare you ask for more? What you're not realizing is you're defending the company making money off of him, because someone's making the money. From where you're sitting, when you say, oh man, a streamer, they don't deserve a contract, or a basketball player doesn't deserve a contract, or a rapper makes a lot of money, like what the fuck are they complaining about? You're failing to understand that you, without realizing it, are defending the company making more money off of them. Because they're still making the money. Like you so that's why it's always funny whenever like leftists especially like defend Amazon. You know what I mean? Defend the bag that Amazon is making off of you. It's like, dude, that's the value that he's fucking generating, dog. What the fuck are you talking about? You might not realize it, but that's how insidious capitalist propaganda is. That you unironically end up defending the bigger guy in the fucking room without realizing it. When you say, oh, he has enough money, fuck this guy.
Cured so that he doesn't take that spark that he has and use it on another website when he has done so much for Twitch. So anyway, I figured a lot of people were curious about my thoughts on the record breaking. I'm happy for Kai. I think it's overall.
Chowder's point is not defending a corporation. It's that no one should make that kind of money. Okay, you're right. There you go. You said it. But when you bring that up, when we're talking about literally someone generating value for another company, you don't realize that you are just defending the company, okay? You might not think you're defending the company, but you're defending the company. That's how this works. Because they're generating that value, they're generating that amount of capital for someone else in that regard. Either they could take it, okay, or take a larger percentage of it, or the company can take a larger percentage of it. That's how that works. It just sucks because it's like envy is not a substitute for class politics. It's not. Because if it's like envy based, if your understanding of the world, or if the way you conceptualize the world or labor and all of that is just rooted around like, well, they have it, I don't, then you're not engaging in class politics. That's literally defending the notion that Twitch should pay Kai as little as much as possible despite the value he adds to the site. Yeah.
A good thing, and it's much more deserved than what mine was, which was just a lot of luck, good timing, COVID booming the Twitch website, and my appendix randomly bursting on a ski trip. What's my new goals now? What records do I want to achieve? I don't know. Maybe I can get the biggest drop off on YouTube subscribers, and I can get canceled 10 times over. Or maybe I'll dye my hair blue to avoid that. Anyway, that's all. Shout out.
Cannabis worker co-ops make millions, and our socialist chat thinks they shouldn't exist in general. Yes. The money, the amount of money that you generate is completely insignificant in this conversation. Like how much money you end up pocketing at the end of the day is irrelevant to the point of contention, especially when we even talk about like labor billionaires and the existence of potential labor billionaires in the future, with both inflation and like these fat fucking contracts that athletes get. Like, you're like, oh, it's big number, I don't like that, when there's little number. But these people do not have anything. These people do not have anything to do with the systems themselves. They do become defenders of the system when they engage in capital accumulation through, and many of them do. This is called normal financial advice, right? For the most part, is just like take your money, take your wages, and then put it in the stock market, or take your money, take your wages, and like buy real estate. That's when they actually do change their class politics. They don't even think there's anything wrong with that. You know. That argument is so silly because of what Chatter said was true. No one would stream. Yeah. I get your point, but isn't there an argument to be made instead of giving Twitch streamer making the most a lot more? Twitch should instead pay all their creators a little more. I mean, I'm firmly on board with that. I literally have talked to Twitch about this specifically back in the day. That like I'm fairly certain that all the top content creators would be totally down with like a percentage pay cut if the entire platform would have a 70-30 deal. You know what I mean? Except you can still do both. That still creates, because what you fail to recognize is every worker internally at Twitch, as a consequence of being contracted employees, are being measured on their own metrics. So we're getting paid from our own output. You know what I mean? The percentages overall should be equal. I do agree with that. But overall, it's not like the way this works isn't like, oh, well, Cenat has like 10,000 subs and I have 2,000 subs, so Cenat should give me his subs. Like, that's not how that works. And that's not how Marxist labor works in general anyway. There is no like egalitarianism within a Marxist understanding of the workforce. It's about generating value and getting a larger percentage, or at least autonomy and control over the value that you're generating for the company. So in that regard, as one of the top dogs on this platform, I do agree that overall, a lot of our profits that are going directly into Twitch and then Amazon, those profits could be returned back to Twitch employees, back to like building out this infrastructure, back to even other Twitch streamers in a higher percentage, because currently, streamers on the lower rung or newer streamers are not getting the same percentage compensation. Okay? But that still doesn't mean like everyone gets paid the same. You know what I mean? That's not how that works. So the fundamentals, or at least like the opinion that you have, is in the right direction. You just also have to understand, though, that it's not about like, taking Kai's. This is a fundamental misunderstanding of both Marxist and like leftist opinions. It's not about like take Kai's money and give it directly to like smaller streamers. It's about making sure that every streamer has the same the same compensation structure, okay, and that ultimately we have more control over the profits that we're generating for the company itself. That's where it comes from. And that's what is frustrating about people being like, dude, you say eat the rich, bro. Come on. Eat the rich, dog. Well, time to eat you guys. Like, it's not like being a leftist is not about just like resentment towards rich people is an understandable consequence of existing under capitalism. Okay? It makes perfect sense. That's why I always say, look, people get mad at me. People yell at me all the fucking time, say, Hasan, you're rich. I get it. I know why. I know why you're especially mad at me, because I am accessible, okay? Not only am I wealthy, but I'm also accessible, right? That's why a lot of people get mad. Some people get mad because at the top of the hour, I serve a 3-minute ad break, and they say, Hasan, how dare you? And then I tell you I'm contractually bound. But fear not, you can avoid those ads by subscribing for $5 or for free with a Twitch Prime by connecting your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account, where you get one free Prime subscription a month. Use it on your favorite broadcaster. Hopefully that's me. Here's the 3-minute ad break now. All right. You can also get gifted a sub if you're lucky. Your age never got 70-30, barely got a partner manager in August 2022, and he's been on the platform, I think, as long as you. Anybody who thinks Twitch overvalues streamers is insane. Also free DO. Yes, free DO. I agree. So if you generate a big bag for the company, you should have a say in what the company does with the money. My friend, you're so close. Everyone that creates a bag for the company should have some level of say in what happens within the company because you are creating the bag. So yes, not just people who are creating the big bag, but everyone. Yes, because ultimately, you are the one who's creating the bag. Without you, the company makes no bag. And one thing that people don't understand is most people hyper focus on how replaceable content creators are in this endeavor. So they're like, well, whatever. I could do the fucking same job that you can, you fucking idiot. Probably even better than you. So like, shut the fuck up. But replaceability is not the metric on which people should be paid. Okay? That's the same principle behind low skilled labor. Okay? It's not about replaceability. It's not about how easily the company can replace you. It's about how much value you generate for the company when you're working there. Do you get it? Yes, but you aren't investing in the bag. That's the difference. A raise is discussable, but having a say, that's a little bit delusional, isn't it? Yes, you think it's a little bit delusional because that's how far removed you are from anything that is not hyper-capitalist. Yeah. If you think that we aren't investing in the bag as Twitch streamers or any worker in any company, you're wrong. You're investing time. You're investing your life. You're investing your physical and mental health. I'm not just talking about Twitch streamers either. I'm talking about like any worker working at any company. So that's not true. You're investing 80% of your adult life. I think that you definitely should have a say. Maybe I'm crazy. Should you have a say in programming solutions if you're not a programmer? That's a really good take. No. Division of labor is not something I'm against. But programmers also are controlled by non-programmers as it stands. They're controlled by someone who is operating at the behest of shareholders, and you would know them as a executive or a manager, right? That guy doesn't know anything about programming. He's just communicating the desires of shareholders. So what I advocate for is programmers still talk about what the programming solutions are, but that direction should also take into account what other parts of the company are claiming, what other parts of the company want. Even users, you as a user probably have a pretty solid understanding of what you expect from your platform, what Twitch should do that would, what Twitch could do that would implement what Twitch could implement that would make it better for users, right? I'll tell you one example for the sake of argument, right? Like, being able to scroll back in VODs is a wonderful functionality that YouTube has. I think Twitch could possibly move in that direction. And let's say it's not possible with the current unless there's like a major overhaul on the platform. Let's say it's not possible to fucking do VODs, to do VOD viewing. I, as a Twitch streamer, can go to the consortium or the collective of Twitch streamers and say, this is a good idea. We should present this to the rest of the company. And then you have the Workers' Council of Programmers come together and say, that's actually impossible for us to do, or it's possible for us to do this, but we would have to take 40% of the profits that the entire company is generating in order to implement this. And then together as a group, we decide whether that is adequate or not, whether that's a decent way to spend some of the profits or not. That's how that works. That's how this would work from a Twitch perspective, from a Twitch streamer perspective, with respect to the programming division, right? Right now, that's not how that works. It's top down. Amazon wants Twitch to make as much money as possible. So they make decisions and they say, we want you to run as many ads as possible. So then Twitch goes to the managers. Twitch executives go to the managers and say, we want you to pump fucking ads on the platform. They tell the programmers, we want you to find new ways of creating ads. We want you to find new ways of monetizing every part of the Twitch inventory. So that's what their efforts are focused on. Do you understand why that is a less favorable platform for the consumers then? There you go. I feel like Hikikomori-san, I feel like you don't know what a programming solution is. It's not about UI or anything like that. It's business logic. That's not a programming solution. I'm talking about database implementation or anything back-end related. I just gave you an example of how things could work from one element. You're just hyper-focusing on database implementations, but I'm not saying I get to have a say on database implementation, you fucking idiot. The concept is still the same. God, you are so fucking annoying. It literally makes me want to melt stem lords, dude. Fuck you, okay? Yeah, you're a dog. You're a piece of shit. You're happy in the place you're at. Keep licking the boots. Is that what you want to hear from me? Go ahead. But that's the difficult part, man. I am going to end it like a hikikomori at this point, okay? I've had no moments where I felt fucking shitty or angry until I have to literally fucking interact with a dumbass who's like, dude, you don't understand. Some things are difficult to implement. Dude, it's all aspects of programming, you fucking idiot. No one is saying the janitor gets to make the decisions on programming. But in an area where it's about like sanitation services, you can have more of a say. Why is it that people just literally turn around and why is it that people go, dude, the CTO makes a decision, hello, I am going to literally I'm going to perish. I'm going to perish if I read one more thing. The CTO works at the behest of the shareholders. The CTO does not work at the behest of the workers. You fucking dingus. You are so fucking stupid. You are not understanding what I'm saying. I know what a CTO is. I know what a chief technological officer is. I know what they do. Okay? I know what their background is supposed to be. Oh my fucking Lord. Don't pretend the back end had anything to do with what he said. He literally said the implementation is left to the domain experts. You are probably a shit computer scientist if you literally cannot understand this basic logic. Why? Why are you so dense? Like, why are STEM lords like this? They think it's like an attitude. It's like when fucking mid-ass white women decide, like, I have no personality, so I'm just going to be a conservative horse lady. It's the same shit. It literally is the same shit. Whenever a fucking STEM lord is like, no, autism is my personality. I've decided. I have nothing else going on, so I'm going to be, like, literally the most dense motherfucker. Like, it's just, that's it. I have no personality. I have no substitute for it, so it's autism now. And it's your problem. Shut the fuck up. Like, why? No one thinks you're cool. You're in a community full of autistic people, and not a single one of them looks at you and goes, damn, you're just like L for real, dog. You're like an anime antagonist, bro. You really fucking owned him in the marketplace of ideas. No, we all look at you and think you're a fucking clown with no personality. It's so stupid. We can make, oh my God, he's still doing it. He's still doing it. He's still doing it. He's still doing it. You have decades of experience to understand complex systems and make decisions. We have to make the same argument with a surgeon with 30 years of experience and a trainee. I'm going to lose my mind. 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 Okay. A surgeon has no understanding of sanitation in the hospital. So a surgeon has no say over the sanitation as much as the janitor has no say over what's happening in the fucking operating theater. However, the sanitation specialist or a janitor has a better understanding of implementing new technology for cleaning solutions within the operating theater. And if there was more collaboration between those two groups of workers within a hospital, you could create more technology and more efficient solutions for how to clean the operating theater. Do you understand? Every part of the company works with one another. I know you are never going to understand it because you're dense as fuck. You're missing what I'm saying, okay? A surgeon that works inside of the operating theater has a better understanding of what would work best as far as like what kind of cleaning solutions would help them operate better, okay? Maybe place the fucking surgical tools in a specific type of way. Do you get it? Give him an example in real life. I did give him an example in real life, and he just totally turned around and said, "Well, you don't know how the back end works." I did give a real life example. I already did. I gave a perfect example, as a matter of fact. Bro, this is complete bullshit. I'm a dev and our managers don't make any implementation decision. We as workers already all work together. We just get told what features to implement and which teams we are on by management. Exactly. I recognize that because that's how it works in every other fucking facet of industry, including fucking programming. And the programming decisions, the implementation decisions, okay, or rather the features that you should implement are chosen at the behest of shareholders who are completely removed from the product itself. And what I'm advocating for is making the workers who have a better understanding of like different facets that programming touches have a say in the process. It's a bottom-up approach rather than a top-down approach. That's it. Because your bosses are completely oblivious to what works on the fucking assembly line, okay? Your bosses are completely oblivious to the assembly line of like whatever, fucking white collar job you're working at. It's obviously not a real assembly line, but you understand what I'm saying. So you have the tools because of your everyday existence, because of like the things that you do every day. You have the knowledge and the working fucking tools to actually shift certain things within a corporation in a way that would unironically make it more efficient, make your everyday existence better, and give you additional autonomy over your own workplace that makes you feel like you are part of the ownership structure, that you own a piece of the company. Management, including CTOs, will often call in devs to explain portions of software to shareholders because they don't touch it. Yes. What? You're talking absolute nonsense? I already ran the top of the hour ad break, man. Come on. This is 100% true. I'm a senior engineer in a big internet company. The managers have no idea what's happening. Also, big tech has spent the last few months trying to figure out how to fire half the companies, but can't figure out who they can get rid of. The biggest irony here is that there's a lot of tech dudes in this chat, right? There's a lot of STEM lords in this chat. It's Twitch. It's the nature of the platform. And ironically, they're literally experiencing the worst consequences of not having a say in their fucking workforce every day Meanwhile, some fucking loser STEM lord who's like probably a second year like comp sci fucking dude who's most likely going to fail out of college anyway and is never going to become the CTO is in here speaking for them when he has no lived experience either. He's just like in here fantasizing about what kind of Patrick Bateman ass CTO he's going to be one day. So he's like, how dare you, dog? Like, don't fucking talk about back end development to me, dude. I know what's going on, when it's like, that's not what I'm saying at all. But I do know one thing, okay? You are most likely destined to be the layman. And there's nothing wrong with that. But why would you advocate against your better interests now before you even become the boss with the hopes that one day you'll be the boss? Even if you want to be the boss one day, right now you're not the boss. You're the worker. So advocate for your best interest. That's what rich people do. Rich people advocate for their best interests every day. Bosses advocate for their best interests every day. They've designed society and every fucking facet of our existence in a way that favors them, okay? It's the same thing I talk about all the time with respect to asking money from the government. People always think, poor people always think it's inappropriate to get money from the government. You're like, oh, well, you know, I make $100,000 a year. Do I need this subsidy from the government? It's like, dude, are you fucking stupid? There's never been a moment in the history of mankind where rich people have said, do I want this money from the government? They say, yes, I want this money from the government. They take tax cuts on top of that. They take subsidies for their corporations. And when the government says, hey, we're going to fucking shut off the money faucet a little bit, they freak the fuck out. They lobby the government to make sure that the government gives them more money. That's a poor person attitude. That's literally fucking serf mentality. That's peasant mentality to say, oh, do I want more? Do I want more money from the government? You're doing that exact same shit when you're advocating for your bosses with the hopes that one day you will become the boss. It's very stupid. Maybe you will become the boss one day. Let the bosses advocate for their best interests. While you are the worker, you should advocate for the best interests of the workers, because you yourself are a worker and you'll be advocating for your best interests. Okay? They're so dumb. Oh. Trip 4269, thank you for the 5 tier 1 gifted subs. 10 plus year experienced engineer here. Other than cost management doesn't give a shit about how things are implemented as long as it's fast and cheap. That's it. They just care about the feature and how it works. We as engineers have to figure out how to implement it so that it won't break in the small time frame / budget. Yeah.
Monopolies.
What is this?
Having 3 companies controlling the commerce is not a monopoly. Why are they considered monopolies? No, they're considered oligopolies if you want to be a fucking semantics nerd about it, but it doesn't matter because an oligopoly controlling the entire marketplace is nearly identical to a monopoly controlling the entire marketplace because there is a concept called price leadership, like I mentioned. What the is wrong with you guys, man? Are you Mr. Universal Music? Is your dad John Universal? You are not benefiting from this. You are getting by this. You're getting ass and you're going, please, my lord, I like it. I read an econ textbook, and in the textbook, my lord, it said free companies owning a market is not a monopoly, even if the impact to consumers is identical to a monopoly through a very legal process known as price leadership, my lord. It's not price fixing. I deserve to pay more for the same process because the corporate leaders decided I can. I very much like it, liberal. Have you considered I like getting ass every day without my consent?
Yeah, that's what so many motherfuckers sound like when you defend
Having 3 companies
capitalism.
controlling the commerce is not a monopoly.